of the cProfit podcast. And as I said, this is part of the 5-part series where we talk about 5 gifts to give to your Valentine on Valentine's Day. We have already introduced 2 unique gifts, 2 different gifts, 2 interesting gifts introduced by Miss Vanitha and Miss Deepa, who had a lot of thoughts, interesting ideas on why you must give your loved ones a systematic investment plan or your loved ones a will. Today, we're going to be introducing another interesting gift that you can give to your loved ones this Valentine's Day. And I cannot think of anyone better to introduce that gift for you than Mr. Devarajan. Mr. Devarajan,
Hi.
what is the third gift that you can give to your Valentine this Valentine's Day?
Yeah, at the moment, health insurance is one which I striking my mind. And
It's very
we have been seeing the recent pandemic times, COVID times. People spending almost 18 lakhs, 20 lakhs, even for ICU, it's about lakhs and crores of rupees they've spent. And we've been seeing a lot of people suffering without having health insurance. You can imagine what is the tough time they would have undergone. Even though they had health insurance, that was not sufficient because health insurance didn't cover so many things like the consumables. Only the hospitalization it covered. So COVID took away all the consumables.
Yeah, you should tell this, Deva. When you talk about consumables, say like during COVID, it was a very, very special kind of an illness where the PPE kit, mask,
Yes.
and whatever the hospital spent, right, that they called it as consumable.
Yes.
Just for better info.
So people having just 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs covered wasn't sufficient. The bill came up to 20 lakhs. So they had to just
Yeah.
break their savings and whatnot. So I think health insurance is one which everybody has to take it.
That was extremely important to have during this time of need. Deva had a few interesting points to communicate regarding health insurance that you'll remember for a long, long time. He mentioned that although there are many people out there that have health insurance, they're undercovered. They have health insurance policy and they're proud to have one, but they're undercovered. And that is very dangerous when you think about it. So think about that. And he also mentioned another important fact, and that is with regards to the ICU. I think when I was talking to him previously, he mentioned that people have to pay around 25,000 to 40,000 rupees per day for the ICU. Think about that for a second. 25,000 to 40,000 rupees. Do you think your health insurance policy can cover that? Well, that's a question you must ask yourself, or probably ask us when you meet us. But I want to ask Ms. Vanitha her thoughts on health insurance and why it is important for us to have a health insurance policy or give our loved ones a health insurance policy this Valentine's Day.
Yeah, very well conveyed, Deva. One is actually just most of the expenses have not been covered during pandemic kind of a situation. Most of the things are not covered, and even after people got discharged, maybe like the oxygen concentrators or a few things have not been covered. Now, of course, there are a few features which people should really think of when they want to take the health insurance policy.
What are those features?
Yeah, so just one is right. People should know the network hospital coverage. Is my general insurance company having a wide coverage? So just because sometimes people just go to native, right? So just they should also just think of a hospital which is within the network, so that the maybe just the expenses can go cashless, right? You can show the card and you can just take it as cashless. Again, right, there are a lot of other points which definitely they will have to meet an advisor to just understand in depth. And again, there is something called wait period. We'll say just the first year, second year, some of the illnesses are not covered. Say like sometimes people come and tell like this, I have diabetes, please don't write there now. I used to say just if you don't write it there, in case of any claim, you're not going to be getting the settlement.
Yes.
Right? So just you should be just very true to yourself and honest to yourself, and at the same time you should know the pre-existing illnesses wait period, right? And again, actually, just there is something called restoration benefit, recharge. So you should know all those things. You should know about no claim bonus, right? So you should know just if you don't claim, what comes, because at times I have seen people coming and telling me, see, just I have not claimed anything in this year, madam. So will I get something kind? Then I used to say, just ask, because you take a medical and policy, you cannot pray to God that you should feel sick. You should not fall sick, right? So at the same time, it is health insurance is something to say, just as I'm there, In Mahabharata, we have seen, right? Krishna telling Arjuna, I am there. So, like that, a health insurance policy says, I am there with you. It's just a protection. Again, the pre and post hospitalization. Many people, they don't know. So, they don't claim. As we just said in the previous episode, the unclaimed assets in India just are coming to 51,500 crores, out of which 1,200 crores have not been claimed in general insurance. So, how, like people used to ask, health insurance itself, many people have not claimed all those, right? And again, right, there is a very important thing which Deva used to say very repeatedly,
Yes.
even he covered when he spoke, there is the limit on the room rent
All right.
and on the ICU rent. See, just sometimes it has happened, some people used to say, just no, I will shift to the special room. Okay, it is not a difference in the normal rent and the special rent you are going to pay. Every expense, be it the consultation fee or any expense that they are spending on the shared accommodation, is different from the special room, maybe right, in the special room. So it goes very mandatory on your part to understand all those things. See, because when you are taking a plan, you should know this.
Yes.
Again, underinsured is on an average in India, right? People, do you have a health insurance policy? They say, yes, I have. Okay, what is the cover? I have. Then they will tell the premium. See, that's not required. To what extent you are covered? So, if I fall sick, it is not the premium that I am going to get, right? I am going to get the insurance cover. So, you should know to what extent you are covered. So, pandemic very clearly said, right, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs cover is nothing. And that too, if you're a floater, if a family of 4 people take 5 lakhs cover, just imagine, in pandemic all the 4 fell sick. So how will this billing of one person only just came to 5 lakhs, right? You have to have a policy, you have to make best use of it.
That is huge. I cannot think of anyone better to talk about it than Deepa herself, because Deepa had a very interesting story, or I would say an interesting example of why a health insurance policy is extremely important, especially during this time. Deepa, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, one must have this insurance, and I personally felt during this pandemic when my in-laws was admitted, and we paid almost 18 lakhs.
18 lakhs.
It was 18 lakhs, and in case just I was thinking I am not insured, then what would be my situation? From where will I get 18 lakhs in that? It was really hard that time. I really thank all this, insurance people, the Mediclaims. It really helped. It has been a savior for us. Otherwise, it would be a really tough task but not only for me, for anybody out there who is not having insurance. Oh my God, it is really, really bad. So I would really suggest everybody out there, please have your Mediclaims, medical insurance done, and you're just saved somewhere. At least in case, as ma'am said, please know where and which policy to take. And we are there here to help. Please do come and meet us.
Now there's one
Yes.
more important point, maybe just it got derived when she spoke. That's even more interesting. There can't be a better financial gift than this one. Whomsoever is underinsured, please just insure, just increase your cover. So when you just convey that 18 lakhs claim, and I remember your story, you stated that partly it is from a company's cover and partly it is from the cover that you have taken.
Yes.
Excellent, because normally there is a field, many people they come and ask, see, just I am covered by my company. Should I also be taking my own insurance cover? Then 2008, see, just we handle many institutions and corporates, as everyone knows. We advise individuals, institutions and corporates in managing their wealth and protecting their wealth and blah blah, right, being an advisor. So many corporates, they didn't just continue with their group medical policy, right? Because one is, you may just with the company, the latter company may not have or may have, and again actually the company may discontinue or vary from the policies. Many companies, when it got into recession, people didn't renew their group products. As such, right, if you have your exclusive policy which can cover yourself and your family, and apart from that your parents as well, you know there is a tax benefit for that. For your family, Section 80D gives you 25,000, up to 25,000 premiums paid, you could claim under 80D. And in case you take for your parents, another 50,000 Reva. So that's
Yes,
also,
yes, yes.
that also could be, if you have
Yeah.
a senior citizen parents who are above 60 years of age, another 50,000. 50 plus 25 you could claim. If you are only a senior citizen, then 50,000 premium contributed for yourself, and for your parent another 50,000 up to a lakh you could claim. So it's always good enough. Apart from whatever the company gives you as a medical cover, you also ensure to take for your family, for yourself, your family, and for your parents. So can't there be a better gift Deva than this one?
Absolutely agree with
Absolutely. Just
Yes.
if you love your Valentine, please just ensure to just ensure
that. I
yourself.
would like to add one more, Adarsh.
Yes.
There are certain features called as OPD benefits. Those are all covered after 2 years. Certain surgeries, which is cataract, knee replacement, or the kidney stone removal. These all have a waiting period of 2 years. People assume that the moment I take the insurance, I can go for a claim, which is not so. So I would urge and suggest everybody to go through the conditions, understand the policy, and then go for it, or approach a financial advisor. That would be the best thing.
At cProfit.
As a profit, yes.
It is very, very important. There are a lot of points that we covered during the course of this episode of our podcast. We spoke about the importance of having an insurance policy. Deepa had this interesting story to communicate why you must have one. She had to pay around 18 lakhs to take care of her loved ones during the crisis. And it was a health insurance policy that helped her. But on the other hand, it's not just about having a health insurance policy, it's about ensuring that you have sufficient coverage to ensure that you don't get into more trouble than what you already are in. Because take the example of an expense involving 18 lakh rupees. Do you think a 5 lakh cover would actually be enough? Do you think a 5 lakh cover would actually be enough? I'm not sure. So it's important that you're honest with yourself and mention all the issues that you're facing in your everyday life. As Ms. Vanitha said, it's important for you to be honest with regards to the sort of diseases you have. If you have diabetes, then it's important that you be honest, because when you're honest, you don't have to suffer more than what you already suffered. And we also spoke about the policy itself. It's important for you to study the policy. It's important for you to find out the number of hospitals it covers. If you're in a different geographical location, then you don't expect a policy to actually help you unless that policy actually covers that particular location that you're in. It's also important for you to focus on the tax benefits, because a health insurance policy isn't only going to protect you, but it's also going to protect your income. It's going to help you save taxes. So it's very important that you have in your mind during the course of this podcast and after this podcast, so that you can go think about how you can help your loved ones. But I think we're running out of time at this point, so I'm going to tell all of you, or I'm going to wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day, and that was our third gift. That was our third gift. We still have 2 more gifts that we're going to introduce, and they're very special gifts. We're waiting for that to happen. But on that note, I'd like to ask if you have any closing notes before we close this edition of our cProfit podcast.
Nothing actually, just I would say just stay wealthy, stay healthy as well.
So true.
I put it the other way.
Yes. So secure yourself, secure your loved ones, and it is very important. Please have your insurance done and make sure you take the best policy, choose the best policy, and make yourself and your loved ones secure. Happy Valentine's Day.
Deva, closing notes.
Yeah, I would suggest all be insured, don't be underinsured.
Okay,
So for both health and wealth, you only have one answer, and that is cProfit. Make sure to visit our website, which is www.cprofitwealth.com, or send us an email at info@cprofitwealth.com. Or if you feel that both of them are really hard, then you can reach out to us at 080-4124-5021 or 080-4124-5022 to have your queries with regards to health insurance or anything that's related to finance resolved by our
I'd like to
extend my wishes for this Valentine's Day to all of you. I hope all of you stay healthy. And this has been the cProfit podcast. See you later.